Turn 2, end of, and the Pistoliers here on my left flank have rallied and moved back up to charge the redirect. Over here these guys basically sat and just shot, but unfortunately only managed to score one casualty this time around. These guys pretty much didn't do anything. The mortar missed. I managed to finally move the Demigryph Knights up. I even got one back due to casting of regrowth in the magic phase. I also managed to get +4 toughness on the flagellants in the magic phase as well, which was really handy, which allowed me to wipe out the unit of carrion. Well, unfortunately I can't obviously reform because I had to overrun, which took me to within an inch of the Reiksguard. Over here on the right flank, I managed to fail a fear test brilliantly on a double 6, and well, flidded most of my attacks, but I still managed to kill a chariot. All in all, the horse is doing more wounds bizarrely than the men. And he did 6 wounds in return, and I failed 1 save as per averages and lost a guy, but he lost another chariot due to combat res. Although I have a sneaky feeling I'm going to feel some pain back in a minute. Over here I managed to wipe out his unit of horse archers with my other unit of handgunners. I should also note that my master engineer is attempting to get towards the mortar, and this is because unfortunately I have a Tomb Scorpion in charge range, easily within charge range of my cannon, which this was the funny thing. Cannon fired at these guys, hit 2 of them, did 1 wound to each. These guys managed to do 1 wound on it and pick off one. So basically a unit that will cost 60 points and 2 archers did more essentially than a 120 point great cannon. Marvellous. But yeah, interesting rounds. Not as bad as things were going now. We'll just have to see what further turns bring, and as it's onwards to Tomb King's turn 3.
Okay, end of Tomb King's turn 3, and everything's moved as you see it. Okay, that's pretty much it. Okay, so first up was the magic phase. Another good one. I think I got like 11 dice, I think, didn't I? Mm-hmm. Managed to cast Desiccation on the flagellants, lowering their strength and toughness by 1. I then cast something else. I can't remember now, it was a long time ago. What did I cast? Oh, I tried to cast Righteous Smiting, but it was dispelled. Mm-hmm. I used the casket on the Demigryph Knights. I think I did 1 wound, but then it jumped to the Reiksguard Knights, who were just within 6, and unfortunately rolled, I think, 16 or something.
15.
15, yeah, which is exactly enough to, well, it was more than enough to kill the whole unit. I'm not sure if I cast another spell. I think it was it. Yeah, it was two spells
on the casket.
Yeah, okay. The shooting phase, catapults didn't do anything. The archers, I think they shot the Demigryphs, didn't do anything.
No, you got a wound on the Demigryphs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, alright, I got a wound on the Demigryphs, which is good. So there's just 2 of them again. They were healed up earlier, that's why there was 3 again. These guys charged the Pistoliers, who stood and shoot. Then I chopped them up and reformed. No surprises there. The chariots here countercharged the flank of the knights that had charged these chariots, and I managed to smash them. 1 survived, but he ran away. I think it was a standard bearer anyway, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't have had to pursue him in.
No, he wouldn't have done, no.
Yeah, so he died. Scorpion killed the cannon, and then these guys charged on the flank of the flagellants. Killed a couple, but he still got Flesh to Stone on. So, but he was unable to reform. But it was steadfast anyway, so I wasn't too worried about it. So yeah, so that was the end of the turn. It was looking pretty good. Let's see what I can do to pull this one back.
Okay, end of Empire turn 3. I managed to knock off another 5 guys out of this, or 6 guys, sorry, out of this unit. When I think that should be half that unit gone, but unfortunately it isn't quite. But yeah, they're currently in a slightly whittled down state. As for how long that will last, don't know. Depends how good the next magic phase goes, I suppose. These guys have kind of moved around as of these. My master engineer is desperately trying to leg it towards the mortar, where he can be at least of some use. The Demigryph Knights pretty much bounced off the snakes. I mean, it's kind of to be expected, really. It's like the worst possible situation, unfortunately. Which is kind of, those carrying are really, really annoying, because they are, I think, Credence has built quite possibly the greatest redirector since High Elf Eagles. So
they did that from what they were.
Yeah. Well,
they can't magic charge anymore.
No. Well, they're not nerfed from when I remember them, back in the bad old days when they were utterly terrible. But yeah, they're basically, I'm kind of being munched up here. I mean, they're unbreakable, but pretty much I think they're lost essentially. Over here, I managed to fire and kill a chariot and grievously wound another one. So yeah, pending any regens on that, hopefully I can probably smash up a few more chariots before they get to me. Although I have got this little guy waiting to get me in the ass. So yeah, all in all, things are not looking very, very good at all. Bad old times for the poor old Empire. So yeah, we'll just have to see what the next couple of turns bring.
Okay, end of Tomb King's turn 4. Everything's moved, as you see. The Scorpion charged into the back of the handgunners. I'm not sure. The Tomb Guard charged into the handgunners over here. And that was pretty much all for the charging. The Sphinx tried to charge those archers, but they fled sensibly. In the magic phase, I rolled I think was it double one? 3. Managed to get one more with the casket, but managed to get Righteous Smiting off on the Tomb Guard, which killed them up a bit. Then in the shooting phase, this one couldn't shoot. This guy fired at the mortar, but only did 2 wounds to it. There's some arrows slung around here and there. I think most of the knights did actually manage to do 1 wound to them, which killed the one that was already wounded. Then in the close combat phase, the Scorpion managed to beat the handgunners, and they fled through the chariots. The knights killed a few more flagellants, won the combat. So the flagellants are still stuck there, unfortunately. They're still unable to reform. They broke this time, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the Demigryphs actually broke and ran away. And then the Tomb Guard, when they charged the handgunners stood and shoot, killed a few, and then killed 5 more in close combat. Unfortunately, the Tomb Guard did 22 wounds to them.
Yeah.
That's
also point out that you should have seen the number of hits. I got 13 hits with a stand and shoot. I needed 4 to wound, and I got 2 wounds.
Yeah, 2 wounds, not good. But yeah, 22 wounds just slaughtered them. So they've turned to face these guys. So yeah, good turn. Can't really fault that. Let's see what Sai can do about that. It's looking pretty grim for the Empire. Let's see.
Okay, end of Empire turn 4. I charged the Halberdiers in, hoping to score some casualties. Only managed to do 2. They lost 7 in return and scarpered like little girls. The mortar basically killed 2 guys over in that Skeleton Archer unit.
3.
3 guys in the Skeleton Archer unit. Yeah, some in this game. These pretty much did bugger all. They just managed to reform too little too late. Demigriff has come back into the fight. Handgunners are fleeing. Amusing note, this guy spent most of the battle getting across the battlefield, where he was actually useful, where I got to re-roll a misfire. So that was all good. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty bad. So I think I've essentially lost. Well, I have lost, but yeah, we shall see turn 5 out for Tomb Kings. I think they have rightfully earned it. So yeah, Tomb Kings turn 5 next.